Hi children, let us see a new topic of grammar. Change the voice. We know that a sentence can be in active voice or passive voice. We shall see how to recognize a passive voice sentence first. Mostly, a passive voice sentence contains to be form plus third form of verb, or being words plus third form of verb. I'll repeat once again. A passive voice structure, that is a passive voice sentence, always contains to be form of a verb plus third form of verb, that is a past participle form of a verb, or being words plus V3 form of the verb. In exam, they give a sentence and ask you to change the voice. It means if the given sentence is in active voice, we have to convert it into passive voice, and if it is in passive voice, we have to convert it into active voice. Before going to discuss some of the examples, we shall see when these two different structures, that is an active voice and a passive voice, are used in our conversation as well as in written language. Children, when we want to give importance, stress to the subject, that is doer of an action, we have to use active voice sentence. For example, our teacher has taught this topic. Means here our teacher, the subject is very important. Our teacher has taught. Its transformation in passive voice. This topic is taught. Here who has taught? He is not important. This topic is taught, it is important. It is passive voice. Means when we want to give importance, stress to an object, we have to use passive voice sentences. To convert active voice sentence into passive voice, we know that first we have to find out an object by asking either what question or whom question. We have to begin that passive voice sentence with that object. After that object, we have to use appropriate helping verb. Then rest of the words. But in passive voice, we have to always use third form of verb. It means past participle form of a verb. Let's take some examples. First example, they cannot be counted as friends. See students, it is a passive voice structure, a passive voice sentence, because after the word counted, this third form of verb is given. So it is in passive voice. And this active voice, we cannot count them as friends. Actually, the given passive voice sentence doesn't contain by plus a subject. We have taken we can take any other subject. So we cannot count them as friends. It is active voice sentence. Second example, did he speak English? It is an interrogative sentence, verbal type of interrogative sentence, and given sentence is an active voice. Let us find out object. Did he speak? What did he speak? English. English is an object here. Did means friends, it's simple past tense, and for simple past we have to use was for passive voice structure. So was English spoken by him. Next example, Anne Frank Foundation has been incorporated in Amsterdam. This is also a passive voice sentence because after BEEN word incorporated, this is a third form of verb is given. We have to convert it into active voice. See, they have incorporated Anne Frank Foundation in Amsterdam. Let us take next example. They were caught and imprisoned in concentration camp by the Nazis. Look at the sentence, children. After were, W-E-R-E, after this to be formed, caught and imprisoned, these two third form of verbs are given. So undoubtedly, this structure is also a passive structure. And its conversion, the Nazis caught, because simple past tense, the Nazis caught and imprisoned them in concentration camp. Next example, he brought, what did he bring? A fish, a big fish and a cart, a measuring measure. I will read it once again. He brought a fish, big fish and a cart of the large oyster. Oyster is one type of fish. It's in active sense, it's active structure. Let's find out object. He brought. What did he bring? A big fish and a cart of the large oyster. So it's in simple past tense. A big fish and a cart of the largest oyster were brought by him. Next example, very simple. She watered, simple past tense. She watered. What did she water? The plants. So the plants were watered by her. Next example, she added. What did she add? 3 things. So 3 things were added to her 6 most important things by her. Next example, the money was shared among the 11 members of the group. Children, example number 8 is it is a passive structure because after was, that is a form of to be, shared, this is third form of verb is given, that is past participle form of verb is given. And if after to be form, past participle form of verb is given, it is passive as we have seen in the introduction. We have to convert it into active voice. So we can use any appropriate subject, doer of an action. We have used here they. They shared. What did they share? The money among the 11 members of the group. Next example. Her complaint was taken seriously by the local authorities. This is also a passive structure. Let us convert it into active voice. The local authorities took her complaint seriously. Example number 10. She registered a case under the Atrocity Act. It's active sentence. She registered. What did she register? A case under the Atrocity Act. So the case was registered under the Atrocity Act by her. Next, her application for loan was sanctioned. Once again, was plus sanctioned means third form of verb. It is a passive structure. So they sanctioned her application for loan. Next example, her school expelled her. Her school expelled her. Here, indirect object is given. Given sentence is in active voice. We have to find out object. See, her school expelled. Whom did her school expel? Her. So, after asking whom question, we get indirect object. So, her becomes she as a subjective case. Her is objective case. So, she was expelled by her school. This is a passive voice structure. Next example. Breather Noels. Breather means who is expert in breathing. Breather is working here as an adjective noun. Breather Noels taught people how to use their lungs properly. Breather Noels taught. What did Breather Noel teach people? How to use their lungs properly. So people, whom did he, here this sentence contains 2 objects, and if a sentence contains 2 objects, we can convert it into passive voice in 2 ways. The Breather Noel taught. What did he taught? Whom did he teach? People. So people were taught how to use their lungs properly by Breather Noels. Next example. The edible part is protected by its outer skin. the edible part is protected. After is, protected means third form of verb is given. So it is in passive voice. Its active voice, its outer skin protects the edible part. So children, next example, the weather-beaten captain. This is the subject. The weather-beaten captain welcomed. Whom did he welcome? Us. So us is working as indirect object. Us is objective case and its subjective case is we. We were welcomed. Here were is auxiliary because given sentence is in simple past tense. We were welcomed by the weather-beaten captain. By the weather-beaten captain. Next example. Birds have always delighted people all over the world. Birds have always delighted. Whom have birds always delighted? People all over the world. So, people all over the world have always been delighted by birds. Children, here one thing we have to take into consideration. Example number 17. Example number 17 is in present perfect tense. Present perfect because have auxiliary has been used and third form of verb is used. Here one thing we have to take into consideration, if the given sentence of active voice is in present perfect tense, we have to use be. See that answer once again. People all over the world have always been delighted by birds. Next example, nearly everyone enjoys. What did nearly everyone enjoy? Watching birds. So bird watching or watching birds is enjoyed by nearly everyone. So let us stop this topic. Take maximum example and practice. Definitely you will understand this topic. Thank you.